What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to more and more news that Juntali, and actually maybe ownership, but especially Juntali, is not really happy with what Allegri has been doing and what is actually happening, even off the field, the last couple of weeks. That's what we're going to talk about. Obviously, Mota, but we do have a Koopmeiners update and a Cambiaso update as well with the Real Madrid link. So that's what we're going to talk about in this one. Before we do that, like the video. Let's get to nobody's doing it anymore. It's a bit sad, but let's get at least to 75 likes. So cheer me up. Subscribe to the channel, and let's get into the latest updates. Okay, so the news is coming from. Okay, first of all, I will start it off by saying it's from Calciomercato. It's from Eleonora Trotta. I know the reputation Calciomercato has, and I would agree if this was 3 years ago. They've massively improved. You know, there are different outlets out there. This Calciomercato is a good one. You have another one as well, .com, and you have Tutto Mercato Web. They're not good. They didn't improve. However, these guys, they did improve. You know, they get exclusives, they do interviews and stuff. They really upgraded, you know, and actually it's echoing a lot of the noise, even from Romeo Gresti, but like from the good sources, you know, starting to doubt anymore. The big difference with last summer is last summer, when everybody thought this would be the end of Allegri, I think a lot of people, me included, thought that because we were like, okay, he's just gonna step down, you know, he's gonna move up, and if not, maybe outcome. But Juntali just came in, he cannot call that shot. However, the feeling now is completely different. Now she's saying that relationships relationship between Allegri and Giuntoli remains cold, and as of now, Thiago Motta continues to be the name in case we should be moving on from we would move on from Allegri. He added Allegri's faces scrutiny, including discontent from the ownership due to certain statements lately, basically, and like that's not a shock or surprise, you know, because the statements that came out lately are um they are disgusting. Like I don't find another word. They're like insulting, maybe, you know, maybe that's a better word. I will go with insulting because you cannot say we gained a point on Bologna when you have one win out of seven. You just cannot do that. Like it got so bad that even people who were heavily protecting or like praising his praise, like Ravanelli, came out and said you cannot do that. Like it's just you can't, you know. And you have journalists on Sky Italia now saying, you know what, you can. Like De Rossi was not celebrating when he scored the last minute goal against Roma in the presser. He said, you know, we still drop points. That's not good. We are here to win. You cannot say certain things being the coach of Juve. I don't care if your name is Allegri, Antonio Conte, Zidane, or Thiago Motta. Certain things you cannot say, and especially not in certain situations, because in the situation we're in now, the only thing I think a lot of fans will accept, and even me at this point, is just some self awareness coming out and saying, you know what, it's on me. Like one win out of seven, I need to take some of the blame. I'm put these players out there. They're struggling. Like it reflects badly on me. But somehow, some way, in 3 years' time, he has never said, you know what, it's on me. You know, he's always ready to say, "Yeah, actually, this is good, or we have a young team, and this and this needs to be better. Excuse me, and we cannot press, or in certain moments, or we need to press better. In certain moments, we need to close up shop better. In certain moments, I'm like, a lot of these things are coaching, you know, and if you need to repeat themselves every week over and over again, after every single game, excuse me, that reflects badly on you. So at one point, you just need to sit there and be like, you know what, I'm gonna own it up, you know, even though maybe it's not all my fault, which I do agree, it's not all his fault, obviously, you know, certain players are just not good enough. However, take some blame instead of coming out and saying, "Hey, we gained a point on Bologna. What are you complaining?" Like that's the vibe he gave. You know, the vibe he gave off was, "We gained a point on Bologna. What are you guys moaning about?" And you just cannot do that because we're moaning because it's one win out of seven and there's no development. So the club should be angry. Giuntoli should be pissed about that because there's been no improvement, and you're saying certain things which are weird. And on top of that, you have your agent speaking behind your back, apparently, and taking shots at the club, taking shots at Juntali, which you just cannot do. You know, the club is backing you in front of the media. They're saying we think about the future of Allegri, all those things. Even if certain things are not happening behind closed door, just be professional about it and move on. But that's not what's happening. So that's the update. Thiago Motta is still the main candidate, and the club is not happy, even with off the field stuff, with certain things he's saying. But let's move on to Koopmeiners now, because this is from Corriere dello Sport, saying that Atalanta wants 60 million euros, and we can potentially include Sule or Huijsen in the deal, and people are panicking. Now, if the price is 60 million euros, we're not gonna go any near. We're not gonna sign Koopmeiners. He's not worth, like, I like Koopmeiners. He's not worth 60 million euros. Let's let that be obvious. You know, if we pay even above 40 million euros, we are crazy. Like, we are, and I like Koopmeiners. I think he's a very good player. But even above 40 million is insane. Like, I'm just gonna be honest here. So if that's a price tag, 60 million euros, step away from it. You know, just move on, because that's insane. In the situation we're in, that's insane. You know, I think 40 is already pushing it. You know, it really is. It really is, and I like him. Now, the Sule and Huijsen deal players, they're gonna be mentioned all summer long to be included in the deal, and one of them probably will be included. That's just what it is. One of them will be included to lower the price, to get money, whatever. One of these players will probably leave, you know, or a big name player, who knows. But one player will definitely leave the club. I'm pretty convinced about that. But now it's just, we want Koopmeiners. We're going to include Huijsen or Sule. We want the lower Alcaraz price. We're going to include Sule. We want player X. We're going to include Sule. We're on that player. We can include Huijsen. It's going to be the case all summer long. So we just need to relax with that news, sit back and just accept what's coming, because one of them probably will leave here. I think we just need to accept that. It's just, who is it going to be for which deal? Is it straightforward cash? Like, who knows? All those things, but it's way too early to actually go into details about that, because like, clubs have acquired, but they're not making any moves now. Like, it doesn't make sense with the Euros and the season's still ongoing. The media is going to link them with every single player every single day from now until one of them actually gets included in a deal. That's what it is. But the main point of the story is 60 million for Koopmeiners. Great player. I love him. I actually like him that much, even before Atalanta. And he will drastically improve that midfield. However, 60 million euros is insane. Now that we have had, we can move on to the Cambiaso update, because the Cambiaso update, it comes actually from Real Madrid's interest. That's basically what it is, because he has a contract till 27. But Mirko Di Natale is saying that as of today, no real contacts for the renewal have been made. You know, however, following the recent links with Real Madrid, there is a desire to extend his contract further to secure him. His agent said he wants a player. You know, he would actually play any position if that means he can wear the jersey. The club wants to keep him. You need to keep him. Like, he's doing well. And the big thing is, and I'm not sure if he's, like, we don't know. Maybe this is his ceiling. Who knows? But he still has, like, what he's showing now, there's still room for improvement. Again, I'm not sure if he's going to improve more. Like, we all hope and we suggest, like, we hope and we think. However, the game is still not flawless he's playing, which is a good thing, because it's good now, but it can be much, much better. You know, it can. And that's maybe the exciting part of Cambiaso, because at the start of the season, I wasn't convinced at all. When he came, I wasn't convinced what I saw at Bologna. I wasn't. I'm going to be honest. In the first couple of games, I was like, oof, rough. Like, Udinese, okay. After that, the following weeks or month and a half or so, rough. And I was like, man, this is not looking good. But credit to him, he flipped it, and he's actually, like, we cannot miss him at this moment in time. Like, it's very obvious. Like, he has a big time engine, which I do like. You know, Lichtsteiner had a big time engine, which I also like. Like, he can play for 90 minutes at a good intensity, which he lacked a couple of months ago when I came on and said, like, good first half, disappeared in the second half. But now he has a big engine, and I like him. Technically, he's good. Defensively, he improved massively. It's not perfect. Even technically, it's not perfect. But his movement, all those things, I like him. You need to keep him. Obviously, you cannot move from him. because we cannot worry, like we shouldn't be worrying about replacing Cambiaso when you finally nailed a player in that position, or you think you nailed down a player in that position, which we struggled for so long to do so. Again, if you play in a back four, question marks. You know, I know a lot of people will say, "Can he play?" You know, in a back four. Who knows? Maybe his future is higher up the pitch. We don't know. Like we don't know because we haven't seen it yet. But that's maybe a worry for I don't know, the summer. I guess it depends. But for now, yeah, you cannot move on from Cambiaso. I think that's very obvious because we're not built like that. So that's the update. Mota, Koopmeiners, and Cambiaso. Let me know in the comments what you think. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys later tonight for the call-in live show.